It was an interesting moment for me at the time because I really wasn't seeking someone or anyone, I should say. I just hoped if I did meet someone that they would be a positive person to meet. Everything he was saying and doing was making me fall in love with him.
Fighting over custody. A lot of people quit going, that's just how it got to be. But she keeps on fighting and it takes a lot of guts. No justice, no peace!
You two are like two immature cartoon characters.
Objection. Where's any of this evidence of this?
Order.
I'm sanctioning you for $15,000.
I would like to see my son.
This is all about a child. A poor boy born into a battle. Even with your lies, I gotta survive. Said I'm gonna survive, I gotta survive. Even with your lies, I'm gonna survive, gotta survive. Said I'm gonna survive. This is not justice.
No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice.
You're trying to have a judge removed.
I'll sanction her for thousands of dollars for coming to court.
How much money is Mr. K-Man, Mr. Geek paying you and your fellow judges to keep this woman away from her child?
Said I'm gonna survive, I gotta survive. Even with your lies, I'm gonna survive, gotta survive. Said I'm gonna survive, I gotta survive. Even with your lies, I've gotta survive, gonna survive. Said I'm gonna survive, gonna survive. Even with your lies.
Welcome to the Dr. Meleeka Cary Show on the Bold and Brave TV network, where we're coming live. Yes, here we are once again. I have to give the praise to God. Thank you, Jesus, for getting me here today. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. You know, there's been a lot of obstacles that I had to go through within the last past week. You know, that hacking thing I told you about and went into different programs and hacked away. So I've just been discombobulated trying to get back on social media here and there, different platforms. I just don't understand. I really don't. I don't get it. I don't get it. Why am I being picked on? But I don't think I'm the only one. But it's just weird. All years, so, well, I guess I've been on there about 6 years. I haven't had no real issue until now. Wow. I just think that's like incredible. So I don't understand. But anyway, it's still something I had to deal with, and I'm dealing with a positive attitude, just trying to change up things. But as you get older, you have to remember this, you have to remember that, and these are the challenges that I had to face, which is like, wow, I'm learning a lot about hacking though, redirecting emails and all types of things and how you can identify that. And I'm not a computer technician or anything like that, but I'm getting my skills. And well, I guess I should say I'm brushing up on my skills because this is just crazy. But I have to say that is one of my obstacles. And before I even really go into that, well, I don't need to go into it. It's hacked, it's hacked. I'm dealing with it. That's part of life. I woke up this morning, didn't feel like I couldn't deal with something. So that's good. Every day is different. I notice I'm always trying to figure out this or figure out that. So I did. So with that being said, I hope everyone's having a wonderful day, and I know that it's difficult sometimes. I don't know what your problems or what issues or heartaches that you're going through. I hope you can get through it because even the doctor here is going through it too on different things. And I still have to try and stay as calm as I can and try to deal with them as much as I can and as positive I can, regardless of whatever is going on in my life. But I do want to give thanks to all the people for seeing Three Corners of Deception. That is still available on Prime Video. So thank you for that support. And everyone that are supporting me on my campaign tour, keep on following those social medias or just Google because, that seems to be safe there. I mean, whatever is going on there, it's going on there. So keep on following me and supporting me and share. And I'm hoping that you're having a wonderful time listening and viewing the reels every time that I pass them through. Because, it's like this. If you don't want to get therapy, I'm trying to provide you some type of therapy. Some of those reels might be you, some of those situations might be you. And I just want you to know that I haven't forgotten about the ones that probably need some of this help, but do not want to initiate the help. And that's okay because not everybody initiate, they need a little help. And don't be embarrassed. This is a time is sharing and caring. This is a time is letting people know, hey, I'm not perfect. I need some help. And if you don't want to go get therapy, tune into the Dr. Meleeka Cary show. And like I said, it's all on different platforms. You can keep following me or go and check out the drmeleekaclary.com. That's my website. You can follow me there as well. Instagram, Facebook, all those social media. Just try to find me. That's all I gotta say because I never know what's gonna change. But I know I'm available somewhere out there and you can get some of those insights that I'm trying to give you. And hopefully that, you're learning something from that. And if it is you, it's okay. It's okay. We're not perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. I identified that. We all have these obstacles and things that we have to deal with every day. We just never know. It's never a perfect day. It's always a challenge. And it's just a matter of one step at a time, one day at a time. And I have to say that because I have those challenges just like you. So just bear with me and keep on tuning in and we will get through it one step at a time. But I'm glad that you guys are tuning in. And if you are going through something, I don't know, whatever that is for you that gives you peace, please do it. I mean, I do prayer and I try to pray more than one time, 3 times, 4 times. Sometimes I find myself doing all types of prayers. So I have to say, it doesn't go instantly, but it does go and it minimizes and it gets lesser and lesser and then until another situation. But that's life. We're human. That's the way it goes. So with that being said, I have a wonderful guest today. And he's amazing because he's right into the alley of things that I love. Counseling, he do real estate, all those things. And I think, there's a lot that you can learn about what he's going to tell you, even if it's in a work field, if it's in, counseling, or if it's real estate or anything. But one thing I do want you to know, he have a challenge and testimony and he's going to share it with us today. I'm just so blessed that he is. So that's one thing I will say, that is a wonderful feeling to know that we're going to have some sharing and caring. And because there's no judging at the Dr. Meleeka Cleary show or just with me anyway, because no one's perfect. I mean, I'm not perfect, but you never know what's one's challenges and what they go through and how do they get through that challenge. I like to know why, because it's something that happened to them and they're going to show you how to deal with it, and at least how they dealt with it. And I think that is so important when you realize some things. And so with that being said, my guest today is Ben DeCamp. Can I welcome Ben? Ben, come on in here. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm so glad you decided to be a guest on the Dr. Meleeka Cleary show. Oh, can you move over a little bit? I don't know
Trying
if
to
it's your
figure
right.
that
Yeah. See. Oh, you know what? We're going on break. I'm sorry because I didn't see that cue, but I called you in, but I couldn't see the chat line. So anyway, before we even go into, we're gonna have to move you over because you're cutting off.
There we go.
Okay, right there. Yes. And with that note, we are going to take a brief commercial. Right back with the Dr. Meleeka Clear and Brave. Right. Well, we're coming live. Don't go nowhere, film. We'll be right back with Ben. Hello, all. Three Corners of Deception movie is now available on Prime Video. How about that? October 14, 2023, on my 50th birthday, I am going to release this, and you guys can go ahead and help me do just that. Go see that movie. Thank you for all the support and not giving up on me. Go see that Three Corners of Deception. Release me from all the pain and everything I've been through. Go see the movie. Thank you. I love you all. Thank you for all of the support. Go see that movie. Prime Video. Prime Video. How about that? God bless you all. I love you all. It was really hard for me to do that movie sometime because at that time, because 10 years ago is what I went through. It wasn't then. So I had to take, even they say you play yourself. It's not really always easy to play yourself. You have to play yourself 10 years ago when your
Right.
mind was discombobulated and you felt betrayed. You know what I mean? You felt like, life was just not it. And, not in my situation. And it is based on true events. And, unfortunately, it's about judicial deception, but it's also about romance and drama and divorce. It's something that just went to a different way. But as I changed it and went into a movie. But what's interesting about this situation, people don't understand. It's a flow technique for me. That was my release to finish this movie. Back to the Dr. Meleeka show on the Bold and Brave TV network where we're coming live. Hey, we are with Ben. Come on in here, handsome. Where are you? Woo, there you go.
Hey,
How you doing, Benny? I want to call you Benny. Do people call you Benny?
sometimes my mom calls me
You
Benjamin, and I have friends that will usually women will call me Benny. Most of the guys call me
me? I
Ben.
feel like you are Benny. I do. I swear. I don't know. I think it's because my son has a friend. His name is Ben. And I said, "Oh, where's Benny?" So that's probably why that I want to call you Benny. But it's all right. You
I'll
get it.
take it.
You know,
Been called
you
worse.
know, Ben, good. Well, Ben, I know a little bit about you. I know you're a real estate agent, and I know that you're a counselor. And, I know a little bit about you. But you know what I don't know really, I don't know, who do you identify yourself to you?
That's a good question. So, on my bad days, I'm a realtor. When I'm like wrapped up in like the business of things, but on my, I'm a person in recovery. Little just over three, just had 3 years in March. On my good days,
Congratulations.
I'm just a regular guy trying to stay sober one day at a time, and that's what I tell myself constantly. When I get wrapped up in this business transaction and what I think I'm owed or deserve in life, things get sideways and I can lose track of what's important. But every morning I just I tried to get sober for a lot of years and I couldn't do it until I could remember how bad it was and stay in the gratitude and all that. When I can remember where I've come from and how, like I said, how bad it was, life's pretty good every day. So
Wow. You know what? Thank you for sharing that information. I'm gonna come back to, other questions concerning recovery and things like that. But I do want to ask you, sometimes when people go through things in life, they have a certain belief mechanism. And like me, I'm Christian and I was raised on, Christian and baptism or baptized and all that, a Baptist church. And I still believe in that as well. So I kind of like influence my children to do so. But I know when I have bad days and days that's just not settled with me, I pray and I ask God for it to help me through it, because this human flesh is just discombobulated. Is there some type of belief mechanism that you do? Because you know what? Not everybody's Christian and not everybody believe in God either. So
Right.
what do you do?
Um, so yeah, I grew up Baptist as well, and I kind of got away from the church. My whole family did. I won't even get into all that, but I had a real problem with religion for a while. My belief structure started really small. At least this past 3 years, I had to completely rebuild it. And it started with one person, that I put my trust in, which was a counselor at my treatment center. And then it kind of has expanded and grown from that. But I believe God talks to me through other people. Um, and the way I can pull myself out of a bad day is by being useful to others. And that's kind of like my core belief system. Like I try to sacrifice my will for God's will every day and try to be useful to others. And it's really hard to be useful to others and help people when I'm worrying about myself and what my selfish wants and desires and the things that I think I need. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Usually, if I'm upset and having a bad day, I'm pretty wrapped up in that. Like, I didn't get what I think I deserve, or I might not get what I think I need. But luckily, I'm in a position where I get to help a lot of people, and the phone rings a lot with somebody trying to get into treatment. You know what I mean? It's something like that. Things like that are what pull me out of it. Like the gratitude. Like, hey, I mean, there's people got it a lot worse today. I'm worried about a real estate transaction, but I mean, this guy's fighting for his life over here. And he like, stop thinking about yourself and go help somebody. It's kind of what works for me.
Wow, thank you for that. You said a great word, gratitude. What did that really mean to you, gratitude?
Um, Yeah, so it didn't mean much for a while. I was taught to do a gratitude list every day and I hated it. I thought it was really dumb. I would be like, I'm grateful for that remote control and that napkin and, whatever, just whatever I could see in front of me. Um, but the practice of it and constantly focusing on it, like it took 5 or 6 months, like for some perspective change and to actually like really feel it. Maybe not that long, a couple months anyway, of really doing that every day. Um, and I think I saw it on a Hallmark card. It said gratitude is a memory of the heart and the heart never forgets.
Mhm.
And when I could like honestly remember like how bad it was and the people that helped me, like I had so much gratitude for that. That was my first experience with like tears of gratitude where I was just sitting there by myself and was like, man, those people, like it was so bad 30 days ago. And I have a really great shot at changing my life and the people that helped me so much. I just remember having so much gratitude for them that it brought me to tears. And that's like the most powerful thing ever. Um, if you can hold on to that and remember, you know, um, just really stay in the gratitude. And it kind of pulled me out of the self pity of like, oh, but I have this, I didn't have any money. I didn't have a car like 3 years ago. I didn't have a
Mhm.
lot of things. But when I could really stay grateful that I had a chance to change my life and grateful for all the people that helped me, like I was having pretty good days when I could stay in that. So I wake up every morning and I do the same thing. I just spend a few minutes putting together my list of things I'm grateful for, and usually people that I'm grateful for and perspectives that I've gained. But to me,
Mhm.
it's everything. The lack of gratitude just leaves us back into self pity and a lot of self centered thinking. Right? Like
Yes.
I don't have what I want or what I think I need, and it's kind of a victim mentality, really.
And you've said a great point. You made a great point, I want to say, because gratitude and people, you do start to dwell on yourself of self-pity, where you want to be, where you're not. And I think, to me, and I've seen this in many people, we can be our worst enemies. We don't need
Hmm.
nobody to take us down, because we can just do it ourselves. That's the thing about it. You might have a pity party for the people that's feeling the same way with you about their situation, but we are our worst enemies. And it's good to hear gratitude of others and you try to sway away from that attitude. And I'm so glad that you shared that. And I have to use that word, gratitude. It's just, wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. You know what?
Absolutely.
On that note, we are going to take a brief commercial. We will
Sure.
be right back with the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show on the Bold and Brave TV network. Do not go nowhere. We are with the handsome Benny. It was because of me having a voice and saying something about what had happened to me, because I can't believe it. I can't believe that these individuals put their good name and their reputation on the line just to hurt somebody because they spoke up. Yes, see, that's what happens when you speak up. I get it, but I'm not fearful because of that. Even though I went through a lot and still go through a lot of things, I got God on my side, and I feel like if that is not enough, then I don't know what it is. Because I'm still standing and I'm still telling my story, and I'm gonna keep on telling stories, and that is why I like film. Because film, you'll be able to express things that you went through, and experiences and people. You'll be amazed what you can do. I'm a human being, but I'm not perfect. And I have my own flaws, but I'm working in progress. And if you're trying to change something, you're able to do it. You have the power, you have the key to your own success. And with that being said, I'm just glad that I'm able to do this and share other people's testimonies. And I'm so glad that there's many guests that I've already had on the show that have expressed their, challenges or what they've been going through or went through in their life. And I say that it's because they're not perfect. So it's good that they express that. Welcome back to the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show on the Bold and Brave TV network, where we're coming live. All right, come on, Ben, come back in here.
Hey,
How you doing? I feel
great.
like when we go for a break, we got to be like, "How you doing?" You know what? I have to try to smile or laugh, or because life is too serious, and if you don't do one of the two, it's just gonna pass you by, and we
That's
just
right.
miss the simple things. And I try not to do that. It's hard, but I do try. So that's all we can do is try. With that
Right.
being said, Ben, has it ever been a challenge in your life that you was just like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna get through this? Because I know there's things that happen in my life, and I just be praying about it. I was like, oh gosh, please get me through this, But then I don't know really how I'm gonna get through it, but then I do, and I'm still standing. So, have you ever had a challenge that you are willing to share? Because there's always somewhere, someone else is going through something and could relate what you're going to say. And that's what this my platform is about: positive psychology. You're not in it alone. We're all together. You have one.
I mean, so obviously the biggest challenge was, overcoming drug addiction. I mean, if we can, is that okay? Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That was the biggest challenge of my life. It almost killed me. And I spent, to your point, I spent the first time I went to treatment, was 2015, I believe. And I didn't get sober until 2021. And a woman, when I first went in 2015, said, "You can't do this alone." And I said, "She doesn't know who she's talking to. I'm going to do this alone. I'm going to prove her wrong." And I couldn't do it alone. Long story short, I needed all the help. I needed
Mhm.
a village
That's
of
right.
people. A ton of people had to help me. But that mindset that I was going to do this alone kept me sick and kept me in a bad place for a really long time. But that's by far the most challenging um, thing I've ever gone through. Most people have been through it will tell you the same thing. I mean, it's, most people never make it to the other side that I've found, 'cause it takes really changing so much within yourself to actually get there. It takes a lot of sacrifice and a lot of surrender. Um, Ultimately, it takes a higher power outside of yourself to get there. And the longer you try to do it your way and focus on and try to outsmart it and use your own thoughts to overcome a mental disease, basically. Like you're
Yeah.
just going to be running around in circles like I did for a long time. And so to get beaten up to a point where I was finally willing to listen to the clinical staff and the medical staff and all the people that were telling me the same things for all those years until I got to that point of desperation, um, nothing was going to change. And so that was really hard. That was
Yes.
monumental to get to that point. It took a lot of pain to get there.
Yes. What was your breaking point, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, there should have been so many. I think I was finally just exhausted. The last time I went to treatment, I was tired of talking and tired of trying to figure out my own way out. Um, and I just started listening to people, and there was no. I just didn't have anything left to argue about. I had no money in my bank account. I had totaled several vehicles, and I was living in my parents' basement. And really,
Mhm.
anything sounded better than that. And I was completely. I thought I was just going to die, and I was okay with that. But the problem was, I kept waking up from overdoses and waking up in ERs and going, okay, like, looks like you're not dying, so like we might try to find a way of living that's acceptable and suitable for us. Um, and so I don't know. It's to me like um, I wanted to do it alone. I didn't believe in God, but I do remember a month or so before I got sober, I remember just praying, like saying, "God help me, I'm dying." And I never thought those prayers were answered. You know what I mean? Like but looking back on it, like that's I couldn't do it on my own. All these people came into my life that pulled me out. Um, I started looking back on that, like even in the past year, like, well, maybe that was the answer to my prayers. I would have said, no, God didn't do it. My friend called and like, but like, who made my friends call and drag me into treatment,
Right.
right? And all these
Yeah.
like coincidences, I don't believe in coincidence anymore. Like all these things had to fall in line perfectly for me to get this. Um, but more than anything, I had to shut up and listen to other people, and that's why I truly believe God speaks to me and works with me through other people. You know.
Yes. And you know what? That is true because he can work through other people. It's like prayer warriors. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And we have to be grateful for those because sometimes we need help to see something. Sometimes when we're in a situation, we never really just see it because we're in it. Don't you think that that is
Yeah,
something that
when
you
you're praying
experienced?
and you just want these things to disappear, and like I just don't think God works that way. Like He'll give you, the ladder, but you got to climb it, or type thing, right? Like, um, I wanted something to just magically, all these things to magically disappear, all the pain to just be resolved. I don't know. I don't know how I thought my prayers would be answered, but I didn't think it would necessarily be somebody going, "Hey, you need to go to rehab today," because like, who wants to do that? you know.
That's right.
Um, but God bless those people that did take the time to reach out because they weren't getting paid to do that, and they didn't know me all that well, but they knew I needed help, and that's why I mean, that's just the lifestyle. Now that I'm on the other side of it now, like that's why we help people the way we do, because somebody pulled us up.
Oh wow. And how do you help other people?
So I sponsor. I don't even know how many guys right now. Too many. But I have several guys that I sponsor, and I take them through the steps in a 12-step recovery program, and kind of show them how to stay sober. Do we need to?
Hmm. You know what? I want you to finish that because I
Yeah.
really do want to know how. I know how I'm like, wait a minute, I know, give me a cue. I want you to tell me that because I really want to know because there's people that is listening and they want to know how you're doing it and how you go about that too. Before we get to that question or that answer, we are going to take a brief commercial and we'll be right back with the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show on the Bold and Brave TV network. Don't go nowhere. We are still with the fabulous Ben. Because you mentioned and said, I believe in God and I surrendered. And you
Well,
know, when someone is addicted to something, it's a challenge. It's tough. What was that moment that you said, I can't do it anymore?
well, in book number 2, I talk about how I've been to prison. My prison number is 589931. I'll have that number for the rest of my life. It's just not a functional number. I talk about how I was delivered from a homosexual lifestyle. I talk about how I had a man that left me for another man. I talk about how I had a man that was HIV but never told me, but I'm sitting here today. I don't have AIDS, HIV. And I have a lot of people always say, your immune system was so strong. No, that was the blood of Jesus that covered me.
Hello, all. Three Corners of Deception movie is now available on Prime Video. How about that? October 14, 2023, on my 50th birthday, I am going to release this, and you guys can go ahead and help me do just that. Go see that movie. Thank you for all the support and not giving up on me. Go see that. Three Corners of Deception. Release me from all the pain and everything I've been through. Go see the movie. Thank you. I love you all. Thank you for all of the support. Go see that movie. Prime Video. Prime Video. How about that? God bless you all. I love you all. Welcome back to the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show on the Bold and Brave TV network. Well, we're coming live. All right, Ben, come on back in here.
All right.
Hey. You know, before we went on break, you was about to tell me, how do you do that? You counsel other people and stuff like that, and sponsors stuff like that too. Is it mainly men?
Strictly. Yeah. So
Oh,
we
okay.
have there's some great women that I'm connected with in the program, and they help the women, and the men help the men, and that way no lines get crossed, right? So
Okay. Yes. No
um,
confusion.
yeah. Um, so yeah, I do that. I that's one of the things that gave me, a real purpose in life. I dove headfirst into recovery, and I understand it really well, and I can help other guys stay sober. And so I take calls from family members and whoever, of addicts and alcoholics, and they send them my way. I've got and but that's just part of what I do to keep myself sober. So that's part of the program. But we also, on Saturdays, I go downtown and I work with the homeless for a few hours. We pass out food and clothes and coffee and all kinds of stuff like that. Just to, like I said, that just really sharpens the gratitude when you see these guys down there begging for food and coffee. And I never reached that point because I was homeless in my parents' basement, but I never slept on the streets. But it's a good reminder of how far things can go. And a lot of them were struggling with the same issues that I struggled with. So I try to do that every Saturday. And just honestly, my boss and sponsor and best friend who hired me on this real estate team, I mean, we kind of turned it into a business model. Um, we help people in this job all the time. We do things that other realtors typically won't do. We take on projects they won't take on. Um, Sometimes, whether it's repairing a house to try to get more money for it for the seller, that there's many situations where, we like to pride ourselves and we're going to any lengths to help people. And just setting out these positive ripple effects in the universe and not worrying and not looking at the price tag of, oh, that's going to cost me X amount of dollars to paint or to mulch or to do whatever, it takes to help people in this, specifically in our field. We find out the result of that has been great and that it actually can be
Wow.
an honestly a business model, because people
Yes.
support us and they love to see it. So we don't get too caught up in, the easy thing to do would go, well, I don't want to spend the money investing in this client or whatever it is,
Hmm.
because I might not, get a return on it. And there's times you don't.
Yeah.
There's times where doing the next right thing doesn't pay off. There are times,
Yes.
but as a whole, it pays back. We get more than we deserve, quite honestly. is what I found.
Wow.
So,
Well, it sounds rewarding, helping people. I love that model. Whatever, if it's in real estate or if it's counseling, mentoring, sponsorship, it's still helping somebody within their means. I
mhm.
have to ask you, we all have our little remedies of self care. What kind of self care, and it might be something that you might have mentioned, but what kind of self care that you utilize for yourself?
It is something I already mentioned. I don't trust my thoughts. Like, so if you leave it up to me, I'll probably just order a pizza and watch The Simpsons, right? And just hang out in my sweatpants, and like nothing good ever happens there. But my so I don't consider that type of stuff self care. But when I get up early on Saturday, I never want to go. I never want to go downtown Saturday morning at 6:30 in the morning to go feed the
Mhm.
homeless, right? But I force myself to do it every Saturday. And somewhere like halfway through, you just kind of look out and see the scene of all these people. And like it kind of chokes me up, and and I feel that gratitude that we talked about.
Yes.
Um, and like I know I'm not going to drink or use that day, and I feel spiritually fit is the word, right? Like and that's the goal for anybody in recovery is to stay spiritually fit, so they don't ever have to go back to that way of life. And I'm always happy I went, and I always feel really great when I leave there. And to me, that's self care. I mean, it's because it's life or death that I stay spiritually fit. It's life or death that I stay in the gratitude, and I avoid self pity and self centered
That's
thinking.
right.
Um, so those are the things that I do. You know,
It's wonderful that you mentioned that because, everybody thinks self care is just go working out or going to the gym or a meditation. It's also doing something that's going to make your mind more healthy and
right?
helping the homeless and seeing other people and mentoring to them and counseling. If that's helping you mentally, spiritually, yes,
Right.
that's a part of your self care. So when someone says they don't know if this is self care, it is self care. Absolutely. It what makes you go. It takes care of that mind of yours to stay fresh and vibrant. And that's what we all need, whatever direction that may be. So thank you for sharing that
Of course.
information. I really appreciate that. You know, I have to ask you this, you said you don't want to get out the bed. Is that, and you might have answered, but I know when I get up, there's things I do to get out the bed. Because I
Mhm.
think getting out of the bed is the most challenging thing sometimes for people. And I have to say that because they don't know what they're walking into. And some people may don't feel like they have a reason to wake up, but they did because it
Yep.
wasn't up to and they end up getting another day to do something. Is there some type of thing that you do right when you get up?
Yeah, I think I have it here. Hold on. This. I will have tomorrow what others don't because I will do today what others won't. It's not a.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It,
I think I
it,
see a little bit. I will have tomorrow what others don't because I will do today what others won't. Wow. Now,
yeah,
why do you keep that so dear or you remember that? It's a good message.
because it's true. I was challenged by my sponsor, my boss, to go to any lengths for recovery and for this way of life. And he told me like most people aren't going to do this, right? And but he promised me the more you put in, the more you'll get out. And I see a lot, I've got a lot of rewards. I've received so much from living this lifestyle, right? And I challenge myself to do the things other people won't do. And whether it's in real estate and recovery, whatever it is, the more I do things I don't want to do, the better my life gets. Period. And so
Yeah.
that's just the challenge. I wake up and there's a lot of things I don't want to do. Um, we talk about a lot about radical acceptance and radical gratitude, and like in just really focusing on that. Like the easy thing is to go. screw that, this sucks, and just to start complaining. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's what. But but that quote, like, I mean, I don't, you know, I challenge myself not to do that. Most people don't, and that's why most people don't find the happiness that I've found. And so,
Wow.
you know what I mean? Like, so there's no big mystery to me why I'm like the happiest I've ever been and the healthiest, I have the best relationships I've ever had. Financially doing the best I've ever done. It's from that, like really challenging myself to do things that most people won't challenge themselves to do, period. You know?
Wow. I really like how you phrase that. Do something I don't want to do gives me a little bit more peace and
Mhm.
challenging too. So thank you for sharing that. You know what? On that note, we are going to take a brief commercial and we'll be right back with the Dr. Malika Clary Show on the Bold and Brave TV network. Well, we're coming live. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. It was really hard for me to do that movie sometime because at that time, because 10 years ago is what I went through. It wasn't then. So I had to take, even they say you play yourself. It's not really always easy to play yourself. You have to play yourself 10 years ago when your
Right.
mind was discombobulated and you felt betrayal. You know what I mean? You felt like, life was just not it. And, not in my situation. And it is based on true events. And, unfortunately, it's about judicial deception, but it's also about romance and drama and divorce. It's something that just went to a different way. But as I changed it and went into a movie. But what's interesting about this situation, people don't understand. It's a flow technique for me. That was my release to finish this movie. It was because of me having a voice and saying something about what had happened to me because I can't believe it. I can't believe that these individuals put their good name and their reputation on the line just to hurt somebody because they spoke up. Yes, see, that's what happens when you speak up. I get it, but I'm not fearful because of that. Even though I went through a lot and still go through a lot of things, I got God on my side, and I feel like if that is not enough, then I don't know what it is. Because I'm still standing and I'm still telling my story, and I'm gonna keep on telling stories, and that is why I like film. Because film, you'll be able to express things that you went through, and experiences and people. You'll be amazed what you can do. Welcome back to the Dr. Malika Clary Show on the Bold and Brave TV network. Well, we're coming live. All right, Ben, come back in here.
There I am.
Oh, you
There we
know, that's yep. There you go, right there. It's so bright over there. It's like you're a shining star right now. That's what it looks like,
go.
and I love it. You have a glow to you, and it looks peaceful. It really does. When I talk to you and we talk about recovery and things, I'm so glad that you share your challenges and testimonies and ways how to correct something or try to do better and try not to blame yourself and self-pity, because I think what a lot of people do today, they're very hard on themselves. It's almost like they just look down on themselves and they just never change. And complaining, I love that you said complaining too. I think it's so important to stop complaining. Just stop doing. Stop feeling better. Because you know what? When you poison your mind, well, I'm not this, I don't have this, I don't. What are you doing? You're attacking yourself and you're tearing yourself down because you are not achieving if you keep on blaming and complaining. Look around. What you're still able to do something. And I think that is so important that people need to understand. You got up to do something, make something of it. Okay, you may not do this or may not have that, but you got a day to still make some type of progress, change towards success within one person. Do you
Right.
feel that way? Because I
Absolutely.
think that's so important. That is really important. I know you talked about self care, but there's other things that you do that self care too. What
Yeah. I
is
mean,
those
so
things?
I
Because you
mean,
take care of yourself. You do some things.
Yeah, so I'm training for a marathon right now. I mean, if so, yeah, that's
Ah,
running and getting out on there's a trail by my house that I think spans the whole city. So if I can go out and grab a couple miles, 2 to 5 mile run during the day, I'm really happy with that. So that is one of my self care things. Getting to the gym, stuff like that.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I dabble in golf. I'll golf a few times a year, but it's mostly the when I can get out and run and just kind of clear my head and listen to music. Um, I'm pretty good for the rest of the day if I can do that. So
Oh, that's good. So you're a good runner because I'm not. I can walk real fast, but running not my thing. I'm like the turtle. Okay? I can literally I don't know what it is. Like I can walk really fast, but running, I don't know what is going on with me and my little legs. It just doesn't want to do it. In a
I don't
marathon,
want to do it
I'm like,
either. Yeah, but
huh?
I'm 43 years old and I go out to eat a lot.
No, stop playing. You
I
ain't
do.
43.
I go out to eat a lot, so I got to run it off. I can't have the dad bod. I'm single. I can't be, like I can't be gaining weight. So I got to try to run it off, but I don't want to do it either. But I do feel better. Again, it's something I don't want to do that I do, and I usually find some serenity
Wow.
out there. The birds are
That
chirping. You can smell the
yeah.
trees and stuff like that. I do love it and hate it at the same time.
Oh, well, you know what? You make it seem so good, though. I hate it, love it, but whatever. It's something I
Mm,
do. And
works for
it
me.
does. Yeah, you know what? It might work for somebody else too. I always
Hmm.
think exercise is good somewhat. I mean, don't get me wrong. It could be a deterrent if you do it every day. I believe
Right.
that you could just get sick of it, just like anything. Like if you're eating the same foods, eventually you're like, I'm over it. I want something different. I get it, you
Yeah.
know, but it's at least it is something you enjoy. And a marathon, I'm from Boston and they have that
Oh
I
yeah.
think it was it
It's the big
yeah,
one.
big, huge one. You ever thought about going to Boston and running that one?
I think I'm done. I'm doing the one in San Francisco, and
San
I think
Francisco?
yeah,
Oh,
that's so. I actually the story is I signed up for it 5 years ago, and I thought if I just get back in shape and I focus on running, then I'll get sober, and
yeah.
I'll sign up for this marathon, and it'll keep me sober. And I was using again within a few weeks, and I missed the marathon, and it was a failed
Yeah.
attempt at recovery. And then this time, like I finally got the recovery piece down, and I'm taking some of the guys that helped me get sober, and one of the guys that I sponsor, and we're gonna all go out together and do it. So
Oh,
it's
that's so
kind of like
amazing. I
yeah,
love it. I love it. I love it. Because we
yeah,
all need help. You're not doing
yeah,
it by yourself and you're
right,
helping other people and you're helping. Sharing is caring. I tell people all the time. It's wonderful. These things that we try to deal with on our own, they're so heavy. And I
yeah,
think that's what's wrong with people now. We try to deal with it by ourselves and we need to just keep on and letting people know sharing is caring. Forget the judging. Who cares? This is life. We need help. We need to feel positive. We need to enjoy whatever we're going to get in this life. You know what I mean? And you
I'm not,
sound like you're on the road for that.
yeah,
And so thank you so much. I really appreciate that you are doing that because you're really like a mentor and just incredible person. And I say that because I've been no, and I really do because many people have addictions, but many people don't overcome them. And some people have left, and that's all you've known of them is what they couldn't, get over. and
right,
and that you're here as a living testimony. You went through it, you're going through the challenge, you're still, you keeping that faith going. And that is it's just inspiring to hear. And I've been counseling for many years and been a psychologist only for what since 2021, but I've been in the field of counseling for over 20 years. And there is many people that didn't get the peace that you have.
right.
And so I'm so glad that you are finding that and helping people. So thank you for that. I know we we have little time, but I do want to ask you, you are a real estate agent. How do people find you? How do they go ahead and plug in? Because you're selling houses around here. We got to let people know, hey, Benny's, hey, he's selling houses and he work with you and he helps you. And it's a wonderful thing that's put a smile on your face. So you got to contact him. So can we have your contact information as well? And, the agency you work for and all that
Sure.
good stuff?
Yeah, I work for FC Tucker out of the Carmel office. That's where I am now. We have a beautiful office. And this is our little team office here. But most people just, we don't do it. My team doesn't advertise a lot. We're just out there, and the phone just
Wow.
rings. Yeah, I know. We do mostly through Facebook. I mean, we get messages
Okay.
from Facebook, but we're so connected. Just in the, I mean, that's we stay in the community so much, and people just reach out. And I asked my boss if I needed to advertise or anything like that. He said, "Nope, just go help people, and it'll come back to you." And that's honestly how it's happened. I'm not joking. So, but my phone number. Do you want me to give my phone number?
If you want to, go for it. Hey, we got to get in touch with you one way or another. I don't know
Yeah.
how many bins is on Facebook. So,
Okay. Yeah, my phone number is 317-417-1104. And I'd love to help you find a
okay.
house. If you have somebody struggling with alcohol or any kind of addiction issues, call me for that as well. We have just a huge team. I mean, my gosh, I got a group of guys that spread out all over the city, whether it's in treatment centers or um, different organizations outside of treatment, sober livings. I mean, we're just really well connected, and we can help somebody find any kind of help they need. And I do that non professionally, but you can call me for that as well.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that information. I'm actually going to take a brief commercial and you're going to be able to repeat that information again, too. We'll be right
Okay.
back with the Dr. Malika Clary Show on the Bold and Brave TV network. Don't go nowhere, folks. We're still with it. It was an interesting moment for me at the time because I really wasn't seeking someone or anyone, I should say. I just hoped if I did meet someone that they would be a positive person to meet. Everything he was saying and doing was making me fall in love with him.
Fighting over custody. A lot of people quit going, that's just how it got to be. But she keeps on fighting and it takes a lot of guts.
No justice, no peace.
You two are like two immature cartoon characters. Objection. Where's any of this evidence of this?
Order.
I'm sanctioning you for $15,000.
I have a right to see my son.
This is all about a child. A poor boy born into a battle. Even with your lies, I gotta survive. Gonna survive. Instead, I'm gonna survive. I gotta survive. Even with your lies, I'm gonna survive. Gotta survive. Said I'm gonna survive.
This is not justice. No justice. No peace. No justice. No justice. No peace. No peace. No justice.
You're trying to have a judge removed.
I'll sanction her for thousands of dollars for coming to court.
How much money is Mr. K Man, Mr. G paying you and your fellow judges to keep this woman away from her child?
Said I'm gonna survive. I gotta survive. Even with your lies, I'm gonna survive. Gotta survive. Said I'm gonna survive. I gotta survive. Even with your lies, I've gotta survive. Gonna survive. Said I'm gonna survive. Gonna survive.
Welcome back to the Dr. Malika Clary Show on the Bold and Brave TV network. We're coming live. All right, Ben, come on in here.
All right. Hey.
you know, I just love it. You go with the smile. I'm telling you, the smile is golden, my dear. That's all I can tell you. You got a light behind it, like, woo, I love it. I love it. I love it. I do. I do. You know what, Ben? It was a pleasure having you on my platform. But there's of course it's never a lot of time for everything. Of course,
Right.
that's just the way it goes in life. But you know what? I do want to ask you if you had to sum it up to somebody, somebody that's struggling right now, somebody's
Hmm.
undecided if they should get help, if they're feeling like they should reach out, and maybe they watch this segment and they just like, okay, maybe that person still don't believe enough in themselves that they can take the step. What would
Yeah.
you say to that person right now?
Oh my. I guess I would just say I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to be a person in recovery. I was ashamed of it. I never thought I would own it and be comfortable with it and take it. I mean, and now it's a source of pride. Like I was telling you, it's like a superpower to me now. And there's nothing I've received so many amazing gifts. I've gotten more out of recovery than I've gotten out of, I thought I was going to get all these amazing things in life from like partying and chasing women and drugs and all these things. And I got all of that and more of the things that I really want in life and need from recovery. So it was like the opposite. And there's nothing special about me. I'm not smarter, better. I was just willing. I was finally willing to do it. I always thought it was a big weakness to like come out and ask for help, and I see it differently now. I think it takes a lot of strength to change your life and to reach out to somebody else and ask for help. Um,
Yes.
the best
Yeah.
decision I've ever made, and again, like I was in the same boat as most. Where like I do not want to do it, I can't do it. Anybody can do it. They just have to. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. Have enough pain to where they just want to stop, and they're finally willing to say, "I can't figure this out anymore. Show me what to do." That's ultimately the recipe for success. I can't do it. Show me what to do.
You know what?
And then we,
Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. Thank you for sharing that. And on that note, can you repeat your contact information and how they can reach out? Because, you never know who's listening. And I want them to know that, you're available.
absolutely. My number is 317-417-1104, and you can look me up on Facebook, Ben DeCamp.
All right. Thank you, Ben. I really appreciate you so much for being on the Dr. Malika Clary show. Thank you for sharing and caring your testimonies and your challenges. Thank you
Of
again.
course. Thanks for having
If
me.
you're welcome, my dear. And if you're looking for the Dr. Malika Clary.com, that's my website. And on my I think on my social medias, just Google me. Because Lord knows, I don't know who's gonna hack me tomorrow. So I really hope not. Because I don't like dealing with all that stuff. I'm really a simple people, you hackers. Please just leave me alone. So I'm just being honest. I'm really a simple person. I'm just trying to help the world here. So, but with that being said, I hope you got something out of today's segment, and I really appreciate you tuning in. Please go out and see the movie Three Corners Deception on Prime Video. Thank you for all the support, and thank you for all the shares and all the blessings that you send me and all the love. I appreciate you all. And if I haven't said it to you, I love you. I love helping you. I care about you. Don't have to know you, but I care that I can help you or try to find a way to help you. And if you can just have a win, one step at a time, enjoy the rest of your weekend. I love you. Take care. God bless. Mwah.
You've been watching the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show. Tune in next week as Dr. Meleeka will help you shift towards a better life. But this show doesn't stop there. She'll provide helpful tips regarding surviving the entertainment industry and the judicial system with practical information. Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern, here on the Bold Brave TV network.